but it's not really halfway as the dives get more difficult as we go on. That is when mistakes can happen.
Ukraine needed a good, clean dive there. Sova and Shelestchuk into first place, and maybe finding the pressure, the legs there really untidy through that dive. Untidy marks. Well, whoever can really string some regular dives together is going to be in a strong position. British girls have ended the round second, first and third, so are they the team that can hold it together? 2.8 for this reverse 2.5 somersault. Russia have all threes with their 3 chosen dives. Oh no, that's awful, that's absolutely gone. Oh, that is a total disaster for the British girls. Oh, he looks shocked.
What a frustrating way to drop right out of the competition. Here it happens. She just slips. Millie Hafferty on the left-hand side. Couldn't find her legs. Fowler still going through the motion, but she will see at the corner of her eye that her teammate has got it all wrong. Absolutely devastation for Millie Hafferty.
And it's technically a no dive. Failed to complete it, and that has blown it. Oh, what a heartbreaker for them. But they're thinking, I'm glad that wasn't us. Italy, Cantilano, Gonzaga and Granelli.
Well, both completing the dive, but not really anything that tidy. It just shows how the competition can open up and change so quickly.
Well, you can get that in any diving competition, but I think the last couple of days have shown that the younger divers are just that bit more vulnerable. Poland are down in 7th place, 2.7. Wasn't too great either, was it?
Inward 2.5 somersault, 2.7 on the degree of difficulty scale. Really challenging themselves in these latter stages of the synchro event.
Well, come up smiling, but it was very disappointing for them. Started off tidily, but now the dives are getting more challenging. Croatia, perhaps a little bit too far back to really profit on some of the other mistakes going on around them. 2.7 with this inward 2.5. Through the tucked position, the entry is just a bit awry as well.
Well, higher marks for synchronization. Execution, quite a low score.
Now, Germany. Oettinghaus and Stauczynski. Can somebody grab this competition by the scruff of the neck and put a series together? 2.8, reverse 2.5 somersault. The door is wide open for one team to step forward and take control.
And it looks like they are upping their game. Reverse 2.5 somersault. They are flying up through the rankings, 7th, 4th, 2nd before this dive. Can they take the opportunity to make up some spaces? They've seen some poor performances ahead of them.
Well, there was a 9 in there, but it got discounted, 67-20, and that has put them in a strong position. Lays down the challenge to the Russian team, who go next but one. However, can the Swiss profit, because the British girls completely messed up? Well, there was an opportunity there, but unfortunately the Swiss timing was right off.
Coach showing her frustration. Their synchronization is out and their execution isn't really doing much better.
Sometimes when things start to go wrong, 37.80 there, that's pretty wrong, then it almost spreads across the competition. So just got to stay in your own little world up there. Well, the Russian team may be thinking they got away with a poorish dive in the previous round, and now they can cash in. Well, it's 3.0 for that reverse 2.5 somersault. There was still some untidiness in there, but
they are the only team to put 3 dives of a 3.0 rating, really trying to optimize their chances as much as possible.
That might be what saves them, just the tariff of it all. 7.5s, poor execution as well. They're all struggling along here. Austria down in 10th place. 2.7 inward 2.5 somersault.
Now the Austrians not making any huge errors, but you can just see their standard is a little bit off the pace when it comes to this final.
4.55.
4.0 and a 5.0 on execution.
Belarus, 6th. They don't have a massive tariff. They've got a 2.4 to finish. This 2.8 back 2.5 somersault is their banker dive in terms of the highest potential reward, if is proving a big word in this competition.
Well, that's one of the better dives we've seen on this dramatic fourth, this penultimate round.
Belarus 7.96. 13-year-old and a 17-year-old. Let's have a look at this leaderboard. Germany standing in the lead. Russia back up into the medal frame. Ukraine hanging on. Belarus have moved up in behind. All change again at the top, but crashing out and right down to the bottom of the stack. Great Britain with that no dive. Well, all the diving finals so far have just had, if you'll excuse the pun, a bit of a twist in them. 5 of 5 short but unpredictable rounds. And Ukraine in the bronze medal position, can they hold it together? Here we go again. They're just not producing the goods. It's not all right on the night for one or two of these.
It really is a question of endurance as well as ability and skill. Some of these girls already competed in 2 days of challenging competition.
Bit of face saving required for the British duo who collapsed in the last dive. Come on girls, let's show what you're made of. Will be going through his mind. 2.7 in with 2.5 somersault. It can only get better.
And how much better does it get? That is proof that these girls should be up there fighting for the medals. It was just such an unlucky disaster on that fourth round for poor Millie Hafferty.
It's all about consistency and delivering over the full program, not just a couple of good dives and a disaster. You've got to make sure you keep that scoreboard moving. Good recovery though. Italy down in 8th, Catalano, Gonzaga and Granelli. Encouragement from the crowd and maybe a better flourish to finish. .76. Polish duo trying to improve on their 7th position.
Swiatek finished 8th in the individual. And I'm sure it would be a good, positive result if she can finish a little bit higher in this synchronized event.
Croatia 5th, Boric and Tomiak, concluding with the back 2.5 somersault worth 2.8. At least they've kept on track so far. Not that time, I'm afraid.
It really is obvious when divers get it wrong on entry. That's something that viewers at home can really spot. And obviously the judges with their honed eyes will be spotting other things as well, but that is not a strong execution.
Now, this is the moment for the German girls, Oettinghaus and Stauczynski, in gold medal position and diving now to clinch first place. Back 2.5 somersault, 2.8. You know, if it's made in Germany, it doesn't go wrong very often. Have they produced the consistency to win the big prize?
They've been consistently moving up the leaderboard. Have they managed to maintain that gold medal position?
Big smiles again. Stick to the cliches, classic German efficiency. Good work. Bath and Kokus from Switzerland.
The pressure really showing, but also the fatigue and concentration needed, not only to think about your own dive, but to be consistent enough so that it's exactly the same speed as your competitors, your fellow teammate.
Russia now trying to keep in that medal position. They've gone through it a little bit, not really hit the heights. Have they hit the standard to make sure they get a medal?
Well, the difficulty of their dive, 0.2 higher than the Germans, the score that they are chasing.
Into second place again with a solid final effort.
And I think the Germans have added up the scores and might be expecting to stand on top of the podium.
Just the picture to be completed. Belarus were in a strong position. Not as strong as Germany. Austria now. Back 1.5 somersault, half a twist. So what is 2.0 to finish, but it looked as though it was decently done. .20 to complete their programme. And completing the competition, Belarus. They were just out of the medal frame. Just a 2.4 degree of difficulty here for Banchik and Sheshka. Ukraine in third at the moment.
Have they done enough? They've put in enough effort. Nothing left behind in this dive. It's up to the judges to make that decision.
Well, they stay in fourth place, although it was a brave effort in the end, and they at least seem pleased with their performance. They held it together, and at least with a lower tariff series reflected their strength. Big hugs, big celebrations, big gold medals for the German team.
We saw Stavczynski win her silver medal in the individual 1 metre, and there was a lot of hugs going on in the German team after that. So now they're on top of the podium. I think we're going to see quite a bit more.
The German team cruised down the motorway and into the lead. A performance of showroom condition. Russia still comes up with the silver. Ukraine is on the podium with a bronze. Belarus pushed them, but it'll be the British girls up into ninth who will be the most disappointed with that disaster. I don't know why that German girl, Stavczynski, always looks so surprised. She's dived so well, so often, all the time, setting high standards. She was in shock with her silver, but that gold was a terrific performance, and they have underlined that it is about the full programme. You've got to keep your standards high.
The Ukrainians looking happy with their result as well. Another medal for them. But it is Germany who take their first gold in the diving.
Well, they've consistently been challenging throughout all the events, and they've got their reward. First of our two finals. The Russians this time have to settle for second best. And yet again, we've seen competition that ebbed and flowed and underlined